All right, guys, let's talk about AI and how it's affecting your small business, your side hustle. You're you're getting into AI, you're starting to utilize some of the tools. So, yeah, let's talk about it. All right, so AI just cut the cost of delivering your service by 80%. Your costs are down. Your time per project is down. So, here's the question. Do you lower your prices? If yes, or if you're billing hourly and just delivering faster, you're handing the margin to your clients instead of keeping it. Your client's problem is still worth the same. AI changed how you solve it. It didn't change what the solution is worth. So here's the structural problem with hourly billing right now in 2026. The hourly model assumes your time is the scarce input. You have a certain number of hours, you charge for them, more hours, more money, right? I talk a lot about trading time for money because that's one of the things that I've learned a long time ago to get away from. So AI broke that assumption. If you use AI to cut your working time in half and you bill by the hour, you just cut your revenue in half. You delivered the same outcome, you got paid less for it. The model is now working against you. This isn't hypothetical. Research from 2026 shows that freelancers and consultants using AI tools are completing projects in half the time. And many are quietly earning less because they're still billing on time. The ones who aren't are the ones who change the pricing model, right? Time is money, and if you bill on time just because you're doing it faster, I mean, AI helps me do so many things so much faster. The thing is most you 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 feel like everybody's using AI because you read all about it and you hear about this and this and that. But the truth is most people really aren't utilizing it other than just asking it questions and chatting on ChatGPT. And I'm talking small businesses. Most small businesses really don't utilize that much of the potential of AI. So you go faster. The hourly model punished you for it. This is the part where I want you to feel appropriately annoyed. You've been getting better at your job, and the billing structure has been quietly penalizing you for it. So let's fix that. So, value based pricing means you price on what the outcome is worth to the client, not on how long it took you to deliver it. Here's what that looks like in practice. A copywriter who used to charge 150 an hour for a sales page that took 8 hours, so let's say $1,200. I've paid that much in the past just for a one page landing page, can now produce the same page in 3 hours with AI assistance. 3 hours can be done in 15 minutes. Under hourly billing, $450. Under value based billing, the sales page is still worth 1,200 to 3,000 depending on the conversion value it generates. The time you spent is irrelevant to that number. The same logic applies across service businesses. The strategy session is worth what it unlocks, not the 60 minutes it takes. The website is worth the leads it generates, not the days in the build. The financial model is worth the decision it enables, not the spreadsheet hours. 73% of consulting clients now say they prefer pricing tied to measurable outcomes. They're already thinking this way. You're catching up. Yeah, so it's true. You really have to, I think that that's the way you have to think about it, right? It's the value, the outcome. I mean, for the most part, it's kind of like I when I owned my business back in Vegas, we did a lot of like we got a lot of we did kiosks in casinos. And the way we paid was it was always a percentage based. And that was better, even though in the high season you were paying a lot of money because you were making a lot. But in the slow season or in really, really slow days, you didn't make much. There were some days where we wouldn't even do $50. But when you're on that percentage model, you're only paying a little bit because you didn't get it. So it's like the value, right? What's the value you're getting out of it? So if you know that you're going to double or triple your money on some, people are more than happy to pay for it. What people don't want to do is pay for something and not knowing at all whether or not, they're going to get value out of it. The sales page is still worth 1200. You made it 3 hours instead of 8, right? Under the old model, that's a loss. Under the new model, that's a Tuesday afternoon with margin. I know which one I would prefer. So let's look at what the numbers actually say. Solopreneurs using AI are hitting operating margins of 60 to 80%. Traditional businesses staffed with employees average 10 to 20%. That's such a crazy difference. That gap is the AI efficiency advantage, but only if you price to capture it. If you lower your rates as your costs fall, you've just donated the margin to the market. The examples at the top of this curve are instructive. Danny Postma runs Headshot Pro solo, generating 3.6 million in annual recurring revenue. Or Schlamp built Base 44 as a solo founder and sold it to Wix for $80 million. Whew, must be nice. These are extreme cases, but the principle scales down. One person, AI assisted, priced on value, can generate income that previously required an entire team. And I did a whole story on MedV, which was the GLP-1 business where it was a one-man show using completely AI, and he built it up to $400 million revenue. He was making $3 million a day, and he needed help. He just hired his brother, two-man team, and I think they're valued at over $1 billion. It was only a couple years ago that they said, one day we will see a 1 to 3-man team business using AI that's valued at over $1 billion. Well, we are already there, folks. So, all right. Yeah, so let's get on this AI thing. I might as well take advantage of it because it's not going anywhere. So, the full AI solopreneur stack now costs $3,000 to $12,000 a year. That's 95 to 88% less than traditional staffing. The margin is available. The question is whether your pricing model is set up to capture it. $80 million solo founder. Well, like I said, I just showed you even a bigger example. But let me just say that again in case it scrolled past you. Solo founder. I'm not saying you will sell your thing for 80 million bucks. I'm saying the ceiling for a one-person business is now a completely different number than it was five years ago, 2 years ago. So that's exciting, guys. Build that side hustle as a solopreneur, and the sky truly is the limit. All right, so 3 moves to start reframing your rates this week. Let's start. As soon as you're done watching this video, go make some notes and off you go. You can thank me later. So first, pick one service and productize it. Define a fixed deliverable, give it a name, and attach a flat project fee instead of an hourly rate. You don't have to change everything at once. Start with the service you know best and can deliver most consistently. Quote the flat fee to your next new inquiry and see what happens. Second, calculate the value on the client side before you quote. What does this outcome generate or save for them? A business plan that enables a $500,000 loan is not a $2,000 document. A marketing strategy that generates $50,000 in new revenue is not a $3,000 retainer. Price relative to the outcome, not the input. Third, don't cut rates to compete with AI tools. Yes, don't compete with AI. If a client says, can't ChatGPT do this, which you're going to get that. Doctors love it when you say, I've been researching on I've been talking with ChatGPT. Doctors and lawyers love that. Anyways, the answer is, if a client says, can't ChatGPT do this, the answer is yes. It can do a version of it. What it can't do is apply your judgment, your context, your relationship, and your accountability. Price on that. If they want the AI version, they can have it. You're selling something totally different. And for the most part, businesses they don't want to deal. I mean, yes, some businesses will deal with this and try to be jack of all trade, but the truth is smart businesses hire people that know what they're doing and that can just basically affect their business, and they just pay the money and then they reap the rewards. It's the smart way to go. Can't ChatGPT do this? Yes, it can. And it will produce something that is 80% of the way there with zero context, zero judgment, and zero accountability for what happens next. That remaining 20% is your entire business model. So charge accordingly. All right, people? Um, you know, of course, this is all changing very quickly. Um, I honestly, I think a lot of the little things that I think slowly, little by little, the little value add on the experience and the things that we can do is slowly kind of getting taken away. So we have to be creative, we have to be mobile, and we have to accept the fact that AI is here, and we have to just move with it and learn how to basically use it. We become AI operators because the majority of the people, the regular people, they just can't get on this stuff fast enough. It's just hard. It really is. It's hard to get on this. There's so much out there. If anything, we become the guys that just help them weed through the noise because there's so much noise out there, and it's so easy for businesses to waste so much time because they watched a video on how to set up, OpenClaw, and then they go buy a Mac Mini, and then they start spending money on all these APIs, and then they try to set this thing and try to get something to work, find out they didn't really need all of that, and they wasted a bunch of money and time. And then they find out that all they needed was a simple tool that somebody had created, or there's a business that creates a really perfect version of it. If only you knew, and it's only $19, and they help you set it up. So that's really what's going on in this world. It's just kind of it's you don't know what you don't know. So I think everybody who has a small business probably needs to be a part of like an AI community where small businesses can share their experiences without having people trying to shill in there and sell you all this garbage. That's the key, right? Okay, so anyways, AI didn't just cut your cost; it changed the economics of what one person can deliver and what that's worth. The only way you lose in this shift is if you keep pricing like it's 2019, selling hours in a world that now pays for outcomes. All right, guys, we're gonna keep putting out videos on topics like this, really going after topics, digging into things where AI affects regular people, regular small businesses, regular solopreneurs, well, any industry out there really, because there's so much news, so many things happening, and that's why I started this channel, is really just to try to keep up with it. But maybe I can make a video and share it with you guys. And I am planning on working. I actually already am working, but my whole thing is I want to learn how to utilize and build some businesses using AI. But I want to be on it. I want to have my thumb on the pulse. So until the next video, let's get it.